At UKC, one of the perks of the job is trying out some of the top of the range kit that's coming out. But it is just as nice testing out the more affordable things for everyday climbers. And the Beal Indy Helmet is a really good example of that. The Indy is very much a jack of all trades. Today we've been using it sport climbing at Horseshoe Quarry, where it's worthwhile wearing a helmet on 2 grounds. The first is if anything's knocked off from above, and the second is if you do fall, making sure your head is adequately protected. And I have been pretty close to falling today. Now these are the exact same reasons why it's appropriate for the likes of trad climbing and mountaineering. Now for mountaineering, the other benefit is adequate airflow. And this is a benefit for sport climbers and trad climbers alike. The Indy features an EPS, so that's an expanded polystyrene inner with a polycarbonate shell. Now it's that EPS on the inside that provides the shock absorbency. And this is all throughout the helmet. No longer are the days where helmets just provide protection from above. They've got to provide it from the sides and the back in case of a fall, or worse still, an inversion. The polycarbonate shell is designed to stop sharp objects from penetrating the shell, and it also protects that EPS inner. Now the end result is a really good combination on several grounds. The first is that it provides adequate protection, and the second is that it's also a really light and effective system. Now we'd say that the Indy is probably at the more durable and perhaps even the slightly heavier end of the lightweight spectrum, if that's possible. Now there are definitely helmets out there that are lighter. The Black Diamond Vapor, for instance, comes in at a ridiculously light 155 grams. But it is over double the price of the Indy, which comes in at 260 grams. It's not exactly ridiculously heavy, in fact, it's really light. And with a retail price of around £70, it's an absolute bargain too. And it's much more appropriate for the vast majority of climbers out there than a super specialist, super lightweight helmet that's not going to be as durable as the likes of the Indy. The Indy's nearest competitors, namely the Black Diamond Vision and the Petzl Meteor, come in at £90 and £85 respectively. Again, making the Indy's retail price of £70 look really competitive. There's only one size available, and that's from 55 to 61 centimetres. Now I've got a pretty big head and it fits me really well. I think if you're at the smaller headed end of the spectrum, if anyone's ever put together a spectrum of head sizes, this would be likely to be a little too large. Now in terms of how it feels on the head, it's definitely a little more basic than some of those other models I mentioned in terms of the cradle system. It definitely fits and it's definitely comfortable, but it's perhaps not as refined as some. But you've got to remember that at that £70 price point, you're not going to be getting all of the bells and whistles. And actually what I like about this helmet is the absence of those bells and whistles. It's purely functional. There's no additional faff. Now we've mentioned a bit about ventilation, and I've been impressed with the ventilation within this. The only caveat I give is the same that I give to all climbing helmets, and that's simply that if you've got something on your head and it's warm, you're probably going to sweat. That's just physiology. But when you do, it does at least have removable padding that you can put in the wash to prevent it from going radioactive. Final thing to note is if you are into mountaineering, early starts, or just frequently have epics, there is space for a head torch on the front and clips to secure it into place. So the Beal Indy is, as we said earlier, a jack of all trades. It's suitable to do just about everything: sport climbing, trad climbing, mountaineering, and it will do each extremely well. It's not the lightest out there, but at 260 grams, it is still light. Within the context of helmets now, it's not super light, but then it also has the benefit of being that little bit more durable. But perhaps one of the key features is the fact that it comes in at £70, which is a bargain for what you're getting. And I think that will make it all the more appealing to a wide range of people. Wow. It's a great route.